It's coming. Cold weather. It's coming. There's not a lot you can do except get the big coat out, as we call it down. Big coat. Hey, it's 29 degrees. Thank you for that intro. That's what we call it down here, the big coat. Some people have several big coats. Most people have one big coat. Some don't even have a big coat. They just do super layering. Anyway, yeah, it's going to get cold. The temperatures are dropping as we speak. It was kind of, I don't want to say like warm, but it was 70-ish this morning. And then it was 65 and 60 and 55, just like boom, 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 just quick. Like walk in a place for a little while, come out 30, 45 minutes later, and it's 10 degrees colder. That type of thing. Anyway, yeah, some very cold weather as we speak. A Coolio and the gang front rolling through. It's kind of damp and dank out there, too, like kind of humid and wet. With the wind, with the cold. Yeah, from almost 70s to 60s to 50s. Low 40s overnight. And then we'll wake up to like 35, 36, 37 on the South Shore. So that triple P thing, I think it's in effect on both the South and North Shore, but definitely on the North Shore, old triple P. Pipes, plants, pets, most important pets. Got to protect them. No, North Shore freezing or below in the AM. A wind chill on the North Shore, 18 to 25 degrees. You heard me right. Wind chill on the North Shore tomorrow morning, 18 to 25 degrees. That's pretty cold. 18, 25, freezing. That's cold. And that's not Rosenberg's. That's the North Shore. Temperatures dropping as we speak. Tomorrow morning, like 35, 36, 37. Saturday, 42. Sunday, 51. Rain early next week. But, boy, tomorrow, we get a real cold blast. But it warms up over the weekend, kind of nice. 40s and 50s on Saturday, 50s and 60s on Sunday. That blew me away, the 18 to 25 degree wind chill on the North Shore for tomorrow morning. Like in 12 hours, 13, 14 hours. That's just cold. Yeah, and not to be redundant or to keep repeating myself, but especially on the North Shore, protect the pipes, exposed pipes, plants that will freeze and die, and most importantly, outdoor pets. I rigged up the garage. I got the crack in the door. I've got the big drop cloth covering the crack in the door, but Puffy, the outdoor cat, can get in. And then I got the heater running in there. So it'll be like 50 in that room, It'll be like 50. It's not going to be 90 degrees. It's not going to be 75, but it won't be an open room with a wind chill and temperatures in the mid-30s. It'll probably be about 20 degrees warmer in there, like 55. Excellent outdoor cat hangout temperature. Perfect. No, you got to do the same. You have a outdoor cat, some other farm animal. Get the get them out of the wind. Get something over their head. Ideally, something, a heater or something that can keep them warm. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Yeah, a lot of cold weather rolling in for like 24 hours or so. Cool on Saturday, warming up on Sunday. Hey, an OIG report. Former 911 director, city in New Orleans, spent nearly $4 million on a software system that did not work, that the city abandoned. Wasn't authorized to approve such large expenditures. 32-page IG report Tyrell Morris, the former Orleans Parish Communications Director. This is the same guy that basically, I mean, logic would tell you got in a DWI and then circumvented the system so he didn't get tested. City vehicle, all this kind of crap. Lied. He kept the board with the Orleans Parish Communications District in the dark, and then altered documents to make it look like the board approved this Hexagon software system that was like $3.8 million. What did Tyrell Morris get from Hexagon? Follow El Moolah. Thursday edition of the program. Hey, you might need heat help. You might be turning on your heat for the first time this year. Total Maintenance is there for you in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge. Your heat's making a funny noise. Something doesn't smell right. Doesn't seem to be working right like last season, or worse, your heat's not working at all. It is going to be very, very cold overnight, especially in Baton Rouge, the North Shore, and even on the South Shore. Below freezing in Baton Rouge on the North Shore and right above freezing on the South Shore, with wind chills below freezing everywhere, including 18 to 25 degrees in Baton Rouge on the North Shore. If your heat's not working right, I'd normally say you'd be in trouble, but I've got the ace in the hole to bail you out if your heat's not working right, or worse, not working at all. Total Maintenance, honest air conditioning and heating experts that will come right now. In Baton Rouge, in New Orleans, tm-ac.com. Think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. If you need air conditioning right now, if you need heat help, Total Maintenance in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, website, tm-ac.com. Boy, a lot going on, including the holiday season. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Yeah, you right. 50 big bucks. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Guys, what she wants. I know the 2 questions. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You get her a day of relaxation at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. She's going to love it. Love it. It's what she wants. I got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Miss Peaches, I always have a lot of trouble with this. Those CBD streets that cross Canal and then turn into French Quarter streets. I mean, I know the streets. Rampart stays the same. But, you know, Barone and Carondelet and St. Charles and Camp Magazine, Tchoupitoulas, and then the flip side, Burgundy Dauphine and Royal, Domaine, Charters, Decatur, North Peters. I don't know a lot of the ones that blend. I know a few. Anyway, without going on maps or Googling it, just what you know. I know, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 streets. I probably know 2 of them. Like 2 of the 7, like what turns into what. I probably could guess 2 others and might guess right. But rattling off the 7 and what connects into what after it crosses Canal Street from the CBD, I have no clue. Just name one street. Name one. Name one CBD street, and after it crosses Canal Street, what is the name of the street in the French Quarter? There are 7. Just name one. Give me the answer to just one of those, and I'll give you $50 good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. The way to participate in the program, the way to pick up your $50 of Woodhouse Day Spa loot, you got to dial us up via the Rouse's Markets phone lines. Miss Peach is fielding your phone calls, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. Yeah, some Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away just in time for the holidays. Exactly what she wants. 766-9480. Speaking of the holidays, we just had Thanksgiving last week. Lots of Leidenheimer French bread. For the big meal, after the fact, when you're making those turkey sandwiches, Leidenheimer French bread. Now we got the holiday season upon us again with Christmas and Hanukkah and everything else. Leidenheimer French bread, good to the last crumb. What you want to serve at that family meal, that family dinner. Leidenheimer French bread since 1896. Leidenheimer Baking Company.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning, absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Same old glasses that everyone else is wearing. Stand out from the Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LaBarre by Causeway. Smoothie King.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Prepared with experience, depth, knowledge, and a history in the game. Corey Johnson.
Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48.
I am the smartest man alive!
Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Temperatures are plummeting. When we wake up tomorrow morning, a little above freezing on the South Shore, 35, 36, 37. Below freezing temperatures on the North Shore and a wind chill of 18 to 25 degrees on the North Shore. Ouch. That's like real winter temperatures up north and stuff. What the hell? We don't need that. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. We head to Hahnville. That would be heading down the I-310. Terry joins us. What up, Terry?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. What's going on in Hahnville, Terry?
Nothing. The weather is pretty nice right now. We don't have any rain, so it's looking pretty good. A little cool.
Yep, getting cold. Yep, no doubt. What's happening? What's on your mind this afternoon, Terry?
So I would like to answer the question. One of the questions about which street connects from Canal through the French Quarter.
Yeah, just there's 7 streets, so I guess it's 7 different questions. All I need is one from you.
Okay, let's say Esplanade.
Well, Esplanade goes the other way. So what?
Or Carondelet.
All right, you lost me there. Those intersect. I was talking about streets like in the CBD, like Baronne, Carondelet. Like what does Carondelet turn into when it goes into the French Quarter? When it crosses Canal Street?
Paragu?
No.
P-A-R-G-A-R?
No.
P-A-U-R-G-E-R?
No.
Paragu?
Nope. Incorrect.
Yeah, you wrong.
What did you think I was asking, Terry?
What streets connect from? Hello?
Yes. What streets connect from what?
The French Quarter through Canal Street.
Oh, I got you. That's sort of it, but I was looking for the Canal Street, the streets, their names change at Canal Street. All the French Quarter street names that run parallel to the river, parallel to Rampart, their names change. And when you cross from the quarter over Canal Street into the CBD, they change to something else. So I just wanted to know what about
St. Peter's?
Well, yeah, I guess we can keep rattling them off, but that's St. Peter runs the wrong way. Yeah, runs the opposite way. Yeah. But anyway, hey, Terry, because you put in such a good effort, I'm going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's holiday season. It's the giving season, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right. Hang on in Hahnville, all right, Terry?
Thank you.
That's Terry. Thank you, Terry. That's Terry in Hahnville. I guess Miss Peaches, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie near North Kenner, Transcontinental, West Esplanade. That'd probably be the closest. She could get off, go I-310 to I-10, Williams Boulevard to West Esplanade, and then beeline down to Transcontinental. Kaboom goes the dynamite, Terry. Speaking of kaboom goes the dynamite, guys, it's going to be a explosion in your face, if you don't take care of her this holiday season with a good gift. I've got the problem solved, both questions. Oh, gosh, what am I going to get her? What am I going to get her? Like you're peeing in your pants. And then when you come up with the idea like a weed eater, a lawnmower, a dishwasher, it's just, is she going to like it? No, she's not going to like it. Not going to like a weed eater. But if you ask the question, I just happen to have the answer. I don't have answers on everything. Don't have answers on most things. This thing, I've got the answer. Both answers. What am I going to get her this holiday season? A day of relaxation, good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's what she wants. Yeah, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. The streets in the CBD and the streets in the French Quarter, streets like Camp, Magazine, Decatur, North Peter, Royal, Bourbon, Dauphine, Baronne, Carondelet, St. Charles. You get the idea. 7 streets in between the river and Rampart in the French Quarter. They all cross Canal Street and turn into 7 streets in the CBD, different names. Connect the dots, connect the streets. Like Chapatoulas, when it crosses Canal, turns into Royal, which is incorrect. But you get the idea. There's some streets, boy, I mean, it's hard to keep up so many name changes of streets. I remember, like, in Baton Rouge, I forget what it was on the riverside of Nicholson Drive, but it turned into, like, Lee Drive. And then Lee Drive went from like Nicholson to like maybe College Drive or something like that. And then it turned into like Acadian Thruway or something. And then from Acadian Thruway, it turned into like Foster or something like that. I mean, it was crazy. It was like 4 or 5 different streets for Lee Drive. I was like, am I on Foster? Am I on Acadian Thruway? Is it Lee Drive? Is it Sunnyside or whatever it was called on the train track, the Nicholson side of the river? That's Baton Rouge for you Tiger Land folks. But in New Orleans, there's some street changes, some name changes of streets. They turn into something else after they cross over. Metairie Road turns into a great name, Miss Peaches. At Severn, Johnson Street, a great name, a great name. I think they should change Metairie Road to Johnson Street, the whole thing. That's what I say. I'm not biased or anything, just my opinion. It rolls off the tongue much better. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse can be yours if you got answers. The Pels are going to get a lot of injured players back tonight, so maybe that'll be the answer. Smoothie King Center, 7 o'clock tip-off. The Pels are 4-18. 4-18. The 12-8 Suns come to town. That's tonight. Tomorrow night, Tulane, Army, the American Athletic Conference Championship game. It's going to be like 20 degrees up at West Point up there. That's brutal. That's harsh. I don't like that kind of cold weather. That's hard to operate in that kind of weather. Some buddies wanted to play golf, and I'm like, it was going to be like in the 30s, like tomorrow morning is a perfect example. Don't want to play golf tomorrow morning. Don't want to be outside in 35, 36 degrees, 37 degrees for an hour and a half before it hits like 40. And then 40's damn cold. And if the wind's blowing and it's dark and dank and cloudy like right now, it's just harsh conditions. It's not comfortable at all. You're never relaxed. Your eyes are watering. It's just cold as hell. So no, I think Tulane Army, 20 degrees up at West Point, New York. That's just brutal. Army gets a little bit of a weather edge because they practice in it. They live in it. It's been cold for, weeks on and off up there. Tulane, a slight disadvantage that not going to, experience that kind of cold. Maybe ever. Might be the coldest game some of these players ever play in their life. I remember going up to the Saints-Bears NFC title game, like year one of Drew Brees and Sean Payton, like 2006. It was 18 degrees. It's like that might be the coldest football game these players ever play in. That might be the coldest football game I ever attend. What are the chances I'm going to go check out an outdoor game and it's going to be below 18 degrees? How many games are 18 degrees or below in any given NFL season? In any NFL season, how many games are there where it's 18 degrees or below on the field during the game? It happens, just not all the time. Yeah, you're right. Thursday afternoon, holiday season. Hey, do you have friends or family coming in town for the holidays and they're staying at your house? Why? I know you don't want to put them up maybe at just some random hotel. How about putting them up in grand style at the Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast on historic St. Charles Avenue, on the historic St. Charles Avenue streetcar line in the Garden District? That's just tough to beat. About a dozen rooms available at this glorious uptown mansion built in 1893, over 130 years old, but meticulously renovated. And some modern perks like a flat screen TV in each room and modern bathrooms. Mardi Gras is already sold out at the Grand Victorian on St. Charles Avenue, but they still have rooms for the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day weekend, Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest. Over the holidays. To book a room, go online, gvbb.com. 4 letters, Grand Victorian Bed Breakfast, gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, when you want to stay somewhere special in New Orleans, gvbb.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality benchmark products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Yet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 456-080. DaveYetINSAgency.com. Dave Yet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 456-0809. Dave Yet.
And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. Install Leaf Guard gutters today. The look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time for an Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6490 now. On the phone at Audubon Gutters.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out in the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses. The finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleans. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady. Hey, every day this program on radio, on television, on YouTube, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, home of the big store, Lamarck Ford, for over 45 years. Lamarck Lincoln, number one Lincoln dealership in the state. Across the parish on Jefferson Highway, Crescent City Ford, you commercial truck, SUV, van drivers, vehicle owners. They got you covered at Crescent City Ford. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner and Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway in Elmwood. It is a little bit after 4:30 on a Thursday. Let's get stacked. Bradley Schneller from Stacked Coaching joins us for a few minutes on the program. What up, Bradley?
What's up, Corey? Just the girls wanted me to ask you where you were today.
Yeah, I like that. There's actual concern, man. Makes me feel good. You know, that is the first scheduled miss of my entire tenure at Stacked Gym this morning.
It is, and it was quite a buzz. Everybody was talking about it.
Wow. That makes me feel good, Bradley. What was being said? How are we going to be inspired? How can we keep up without him? That kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you're a fixture. You're a fixture in our fitness and nutrition community, and when you're not there, people want to know what's going on because you make it all the time.
And no one wants to be last. I kind of hold down that spot. I'm always finishing up the routine last. These girls all kicked my butt up and down the gym floor. There's just no two ways about it. I'm not in denial about it.
They are a bunch of Wonder Women. They kick my butt too, but it's not about whether you finish first or last, just that you finished.
No, exactly, Bradley. That's truly how I look at it. That's what's great about your gym. It's like playing golf. I hope the three guys I play with shoot 10 under par. It's me versus the course. I'm just trying to get through the routine, do the best I can do, get the most out of it that I can do. But it's inspiring, all these women that just take it on and slaughter it.
Certainly.
No, the community, what is it psychologically where the community thing seems to help?
Well, it's a level of accountability for sure. You know, as you start to get to know the people that are working out with you around you, you know, they're trying to get healthier, they're trying to get fitter, they're trying to look better. They know those, you know, you have certain goals as well, and it becomes a camaraderie. You know, it's like you're on a team, except the team is just to be a better person.
Yep. No, your gym's pretty special place. Hey, before we get into it, how can folks find out more about Stacked Coaching, your gym, and if they just had some questions about fitness or nutrition, how could they reach out to you?
Yeah, they can check out our website, www.stackedcoaching.com. That's STACKED coaching.com. You can fill out a free form. Of course, the forms are free, but you can fill out one of our contact forms to set up a free nutrition or fitness consultation. I promise you'll come away from that meeting with information and knowledge to help you become a little bit better with whatever you're doing and try to accomplish and succeed with. You can also check out our Instagram at Stacked Coaching as well.
Hey, Bradley.
And everyone should ignore my Twitter account.
That's not true. You put some good stuff out there. Hey, you said this like day one, and I'll always remember it. Nutrition is for weight loss. Fitness is for wellness. You can't outwork a bad diet. Just two things. I can't seem to stop eating lately, and I'm trying to make it good stuff, not like M&Ms and ice cream, but it's still a lot of apples and bananas and granola bars and crap like that. I'm just eating a lot and seem to be gaining weight because of it. Just with that said, I'm sure a lot of folks with last week and now continuation of it with Christmas and the holidays and family and friends together for days at the house. How do you navigate the holidays?
Yeah, so it's interesting, and this is kind of a two-part answer, with the first part being in regards to what you just said about how you can't stop eating, and the weight seems to keep going up. And the question I would kind of have for you, though, is it a bad thing? Right? So, like, if you look at how your pants fit, how you look in the mirror, maybe in your underwear, are you happy with that? Do you feel confident about that? Do you like the way you look? And I mean, not everything's about our looks, but it helps us feel confident, right? So if the weight is going up, but you are happy, I know how you eat, Corey, and I know how you work out. So you are a healthy and fit person, no doubt. So then the question is, does the weight matter? Right? And it might not in your circumstances. So I just want to kind of give you a little bit of feedback on that. It's all about what we're trying to accomplish and then what actually is happening, and scale isn't everything, right? So if we get to the second part of this question, which was
how to navigate the holidays.
Yeah, how to navigate the holidays. We have Thanksgiving just come. We got Christmas coming up. So it can be a little bit tricky, right? And it also, again, depends on your goals, right? So if you are in a fat loss phase, okay, because I try to break us up into maintenance, muscle building, and fat loss. And all three phases, require something a little bit different. So if you were in a fat loss phase, then what you would want to be doing is setting up the days that you do not have something planned, whether it's a work holiday party, a family get-together, a social outing with friends. The days that are not those things, you will be wanting to eat in a pretty decent caloric deficit to help make up the calories for what is coming up. And then you would just have to tell a lot of people no and try to keep your goal right in front of you and take those little steps to accomplish that. Like, hey, I don't have this planned thing coming up. I'm going to pass on what might be easy and prepare my food at home. It's some tricks to navigate that. There are a lot of milk companies out there that will sell meat or protein in bulk. You can probably get some vegetables in bulk, and then you can just supplement with going to buy some fruit, making a big bowl of rice, some easy things like that to help keep you on track when you're short for time during this holiday season. If you're in maintenance mode, right, then it might just be giving yourself a little bit of a break, not trying to be so stringent, but knowing when to pull yourself away from the table, knowing when to say, I've already had this dessert. I don't need 3 more, right? And again, maintenance can kind of come along with the fat loss in terms of when you don't have something already planned. Let's try to keep it pretty buttoned up, right? Keep doing your habits, keep working out. The easy thing is to show up to the gym and keep that going. The hard thing is saying no to all the treats. So again, I've said this on your show before. I'm going to say it again. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Are the calories worth it when you are putting something into your mouth? And that is for maintenance mode. If you're in a muscle building phase, 2 things you need to worry about. Are you hitting the gym? Are you weightlifting 4 to 5 times a week? And are you eating enough protein? And then guess what? You can enter your fat loss phase after the beginning of the year. And with a late Mardi Gras, hopefully squeeze something in before those final 2 weeks hit us.
Is it advisable to skip a meal like lunch or dinner, or no?
It's just, that is a tricky thing that would need to be experimented with. I'm not super into skipping meals unless you know what you're doing, because more often than not, if someone skips a meal and then they become really hungry and that next meal isn't something that can easily keep your calories lower, then you can tend to overeat and just make up for all those other calories. And then you might even just feel disgusting after. So that's a tricky thing. It's really easy to skip breakfast. A lot of people do that with intermittent fasting, which can help you with your daily caloric restriction. However, you have to be careful how it might affect your other meals or your energy levels to be able to function for that day.
Lastly, Bradley, what's a good example of not a mainstream meal? Like if you had like a big lunch, or you're going to have a big dinner or whatever, even trying to control the size of it, what would be a good meal opposite of that just gets you through and it's acceptable as a meal? I mean, is it just some fruits and vegetables? Is it?
Yeah, so I think people try to overthink this. Not every meal, and this is the biggest problem that I think most adults need to overcome. Not the biggest problem. There's a lot of problems, but this is one of the bigger problems, right? And it's that they think that every meal needs to be amazing or needs to be great. And it doesn't. Sometimes it just needs to get you through to the next meal, like you just said, right? And so when we think about what we need, a little bit of fat, some carbohydrates, and protein, well, it can boil down to that. So like for someone that needs something quick and easy, that is really simplified, that checks a lot of boxes, it could be something as simple as a banana and some deli turkey. You know, that is something really easy, 4 or 5 slices, roll it up, eat that with a banana. I promise you will be satisfied for a good while after that.
Nice. No, that's good advice. I like that. Bradley Schneller, Stacked Coaching. Have a great week. See you next time.
All right, later, brother.
Bradley Schneller.com. It's stackedcoaching.com. That's the website. Check it out, stackedcoaching.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Don't move.
Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one. Cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My situ, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football cake. You can experience cake just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites. Carline, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Hey, if you're looking for a place to check out the Suns and Pels tonight, Tracy's on Magazine is that place. Literally too many flat screens to count. A real kitchen featuring one of the best roast beef po' boys in New Orleans, and I mean that. They're in a new location, bigger and better than ever. Magazine at Pleasant. Catty corner from that Bromart between Washington and Louisiana on Magazine. Magazine at Pleasant, legendary Tracy's. Corey Johnson with you. Temperatures are a-dropping. The triple P is in effect. Protect pipes, plants, and most importantly, pets. Protect pets, outdoor cats. Got to have a spot for them to go. Ideally, bring them inside, but at least have like the garage with a heater, something where they can get out of the cold. And I don't know, you folks that have a dog and it's an alarm system, it just stays outside all the time. Besides being morons, now's the time to bring the alarm system inside because it's going to be cold. Jeff Dorson joins us from the Humane Society of Louisiana. What's up, Jeff?
Oh, thank you for reminding your listeners that we always have to be mindful of our pets. Good for you. It needs to be told often and loud. So thanks to you to get the word out.
Tomorrow morning on the Northshore, they're talking about 18 to 25 degree wind chill. That's crazy.
Yep. And speaking of crazy, I sent you some pictures if you've had a chance to look at them. They're not pretty. They're gruesome. Skeleton remains of a dog in a crate, kennel by the Algiers overpass, found about a couple days ago. And so we put a reward fund together. The rescuers are calling the poor dog Angel, and the Angel Reward Fund is at $2,500. People are pledging money because they want to know who did this horrible deed.
Literally just abandoned a dog inside of a kennel where the dog eventually died from starvation, and all that was left was just skeletal remains and a collar of some sort around the neck, it looked like, of the dog.
That's it. That's it. So come on now. All you had to do was call somebody for help if you didn't want the dog. Why prolong its suffering and have it end in such a terrible way. So, as you and I both have said, we've all got to do better.
Yep. No, and when people act that way towards animals, that's how they're going to act towards humans. I mean, it's basic psychology. It's frightening. No, it'd be nice to find out who did that, and someone knows who did that.
Yep. 2,500 to make a phone call that leads to an arrest and conviction. This person shouldn't be just walking the streets. He or she needs to face a consequence.
Yeah.
So always stuff to do. If you're in the Humane Society movement, it's just kind of a long treadmill where we're always asking people to do better. So those of you who are listening, this is your chance. Please become a donor, a member, a monthly pledge donor. Donate your used vehicle. We sell them or use them. Any number of ways you can help. We have a nice big office in Gretna. You can come volunteer. We can drop off supplies, cat, dog, canned or dry, always welcomed.
HumaneLA.org is the website. HumaneLA.org. You can donate on the website, find out their location in Gretna, go drop off some supplies and the like, food for cats and dogs, animals in general. Hey, Jeff, the 888-6 Humane number, that's the best way to call you guys if someone has some info about this kennel that was left under the Algiers Bridge with just skeletal remains, where literally someone left a dog to die in the kennel and it suffered and died in the kennel.
Yep. Or email us, info@humanela.org. We take these calls and tips seriously. We'll share them with law enforcement. We want this person found, because guess what? This is just a pattern that this person, if there's no consequence, they'll just continue doing their evil things to other people or other animals. It's just a given.
info@humanela.org, or call them 888-6 Humane. And yeah, you can donate at their website, humanela.org. Anything else going on? Boy, that Scrim, that dog on the loose, huh? You just can't catch that dog. Scrim, he's a celebrity.
He is. National news, local news, state news, he's all over. But yes, one last part. Domestic abuse of women and pets usually go together. We get calls about once a month where a wonderful woman is fleeing a domestic violent situation and brings her pet because the husband or boyfriend usually wants to do evil to the dog or pet or cat. And so we want the women's shelters to remember that women typically leave their home with a pet. So please make room or work with us so that we can have more of a collaborative effort. Women's shelters provide great service, but they keep forgetting to add a kennel component to their organization. So we've all have to do better. Think of pets as part of your family, and lovely women usually bring their pets with them.
Yep.
They have to flee.
Yep. HumaneLA.org is the website. Jeff, always a pleasure, brother.
Yep. Next week. Thank you so much, Corey.
HumaneLA.org. $2,500 reward if anyone knows about the skeletal remains of the dog now called Angel that was in a kennel under in Algiers Bridge. That's just terrible. That's just terrible. No, you want that person off the street so that somebody knows something. $2,500. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. If you're watching on TV or on YouTube, yes, that's a jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise on our studio set. A big jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise. Spread the love. Since 1927, nearly 100 years of Blue Plate mayonnaise. A New Orleans family tradition. If you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate. New Orleans mayonnaise. What's that, Blue Boy? You like Blue Plate. Good. I whip some up with your kibble. Kibble and Blue Plate mayonnaise. Again, that would be an improvement, Blue Boy. I never thought about that. Huh. Oh, boy. What else? The 5 o'clock powwow is next. Tell everybody to stick around. Blue Boy, I don't know how I do the program without you.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install leaf guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99 sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter on phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Crescent City Beyond, Corey Johnson back at your 5 o'clock hour coming your way. Go 5 o'clock hour. You gotta love it. Temperatures are plummeting as we speak right now, going down. Getting cold out there, gonna be real cold tomorrow morning. Breeze. That's right, it's New Orleans. We're not supposed to have really, really cold weather, but we're going to have cold weather tomorrow morning. 35, 36, 37 on the South Shore tomorrow morning. Mid 30s tomorrow morning. That's ridiculous. North Shore below freezing. Baton Rouge below freezing. And get this. Wind chills on the North Shore tomorrow morning between 18 and 25 degrees. What the? Why? That's crazy. Yeah, temperatures plummeting as we speak. And then throwing kind of damp and dank out there, humid, kind of wet. I mean, we were almost 70 degrees earlier today. And then within like from noon to 1 o'clock, it goes from like 70 to 60. And then by like 3:34, we're in the 50s. Low 40s overnight, temperatures plummeting. And then when we wake up tomorrow morning on the South Shore, 35 to 37 degrees. I think even on the South Shore, the triple P gimmick needs to be in effect, but definitely on the North Shore where the temperatures will be below freezing. Triple P. You got to protect the 3 Ps, pipes, plants, and most importantly, outdoor pets. Got to protect the outdoor pets and animals. Triple P, especially on the North Shore where the wind chill will be 18 to 25 degrees in the morning and the temperatures will be below freezing. South Shore, we're not supposed to get below freezing, but we're going to be just a couple of ticks above it. 35, 36, 37 degrees on the South Shore tomorrow morning. Cold. A wintry mix without a doubt. Saturday, it'll be 40s and 50s. Sunday, it'll be 50s and 60s. And then some rain set for early next week. That's according to the meteorologists. Hey, the 5 o'clock powwow on this Thursday after Thanksgiving, early December. Brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. A culture of innovation at Latrim. They've got a job for you at Latrim, maybe a career. The new year's about to start. If you're tired of your job, you don't like waking up every morning, you're bummed out, you have to go to your job. Change your career. Go to the Latrim website and see if they have something for you. Dozens and dozens and dozens of positions available at Latrim. Latrim is spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon brought to you by Latrim. Hey, tomorrow, a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Michael Heck will join us from Greater New Orleans Saint. That's always brought to you by Latrim. I mentioned yesterday about this Meta data center up in Holly Ridge, Louisiana, east of Monroe. Just a grand slam home run for Governor Jeff Landry. 4 million square foot facility, billions of dollars in investment, 500 white collar jobs, 500. That we don't hear about these kind of things in Louisiana very often. Not very often at all. Hear about them in other states, especially states with booming, cities. Just great news. In one of the poorest parts of the state, surrounded by 4 very poor parishes, Just brilliant move. Grand slam home run. Now, I mentioned we'll be talking with Michael Hecht about this yesterday. I said we'll be talking with him Friday. He released a statement. What is Greater New Orleans Inc. doing? Talking about something that isn't in our jurisdiction up in Monroe, because it's in Louisiana, and it's good for Louisiana, and it changes the thinking of what Louisiana's all about. No, this is as big as it gets. I got to give credit to Governor Jeff Landry. Just fantastic. Meta, I mean, these are the folks that, Facebook, LinkedIn, one of the big boys, investing in Northeast Louisiana. It's mind-blowing. Like 30 miles outside of Monroe. I'd never heard of Holly Ridge. It could be like a $10 billion building, 4 million square feet. It's mind-blowing. And like I said, north of 500 white-collar jobs paying $80,000 to $90,000 a year. Yeah, when we visit tomorrow with Michael Hecht, we'll definitely bring that up. That's incredible news. An OIG report was released today. Former 911 director, City of New Orleans, Tyrell Morris, the Orleans Parish Communications Director, spent nearly $4 million of taxpayer money on a software system that did not work, that wasn't fully implemented, and then abandoned. He wasn't authorized to approve such a large expenditure. The 32-page IG report, Morris bypassed city regulations, kept the Orleans Parish Communications District Board in the dark, altered documents to make it look like the board approved this hexagon software system that failed. Nearly $4 million. Where did that money go? Yeah, and it's the same Tyrell Morris who basically lost his job because all the facts lead to like a DWI accident and then avoiding the DWI test and then lying. Just an unsavory cat. No, these appointed, anointed political hacks. Not good. Anyway, the OIG report, this guy by himself, almost $4 million in just blown money. $4 million. UNO in trouble out on the lakefront. I've been talking about this for over a year. When it got down to like 6,600 students a couple of semesters ago, 6,600. Last semester, 6,200 students out on the lakefront. 6,200. 20 years ago, there were nearly 18,000. It's at like 30%, like a third of what it used to be enrollment-wise. 20 years ago, like 18,000 students out on the lakefront, now 6,200. UNO didn't like being under the LSU system. They got switched over to the UL system. Nothing better there. The LSU system, it was all about LSU and Baton Rouge. Everyone else was second fiddle. The UL system, it's about UL Lafayette. Everyone else is second fiddle, including UNO. UNO should be a monster. UNO is the University of New Orleans. In the city of New Orleans, on the lakefront, there should be 50,000 plus students. It should be a monster university. Look at Central Florida and South Florida over in Tampa and in Orlando. They're much bigger. They're like Ohio State, like 72,000 students, much bigger than Florida State, University of Florida, much bigger. By tens of thousands of students. They started out as commuter schools. Then they became regional, statewide and regional. Now they're nationwide, international. 70,000 students plus. That should be what UNO is going after. The Central Florida, South Florida model. UNO should be a monster. UNO's enrollment should surpass LSU Baton Rouge, and no one LSU Baton Rouge should worry about it. More power to UNO. It's in the city of New Orleans. It's on the lakefront, pristine campus, huge amount of growth potential, just unlimited. They could double or triple the amount of buildings on that campus. A lot of room to expand. No, and New Orleans doesn't embrace UNO. no mayor, the city council. It's the city's university. It's the public school of New Orleans. And it's just sort of an afterthought. It's forgotten. It's mind-blowing. Just a typical New Orleans problem, a huge asset, a tremendous asset just sitting there and underutilized, underappreciated, neglected. Should be a monster. UNO should have tens of thousands of students, north of 50,000 students. Hey, New Orleans, it might be getting a little cold to dine outside at Lebanon's. I mean, they're open right now. They open every day, 7 days a week, 11 a.m. They go straight through till 9:30. But the indoor dining room will be comfortable. But maybe you can get some outdoor dining in like right now at Lebanon's Cafe. Enjoy lamb chops, shish kebab, some of the best Middle Eastern food anywhere. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette, right by the streetcar barn. Lebanon's Cafe, open till 9:30.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spots.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. And here's your lifestyle with your budget in mind. Let me get you in and out as quick as possible.
It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Hey, are you on the causeway right now? Beelining to the North Shore, firing a to-go order at Trey Yen. Be the hero walking in the door at home with a box of to-go food from Trey Yen. It's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine. A box of cuisine from Trey Yen. Don't forget the Tong Cho sauce. So good. Trey Yen in Mandeville. One of the silver linings from the coronavirus crisis, I know it's been a few years now, but high-end restaurants started doing to-go orders, and they continue doing it to this day, where you can call a high-end restaurant and get a to-go order, and before that just didn't really exist. Maybe just a handful, or you had to know somebody to get it. Oh, the sauce separates. We don't like doing to-go, whatever, you know. And then another silver lining, like curbside delivery. Like Lillette in Uptown, I think still you can pull right up to the curb and they walk it out to you. You don't even have to get out the car. I get out the car. I'm like, I'm not even going to put these people to work. I'm going to go walk up there and just pay up there. But they end up going, go back to the car. We'll bring it out. And then Trey Yen has curbside delivery where you don't even leave the car. They walk it right out to your vehicle. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey, speaking of pretty cool, it's holiday season. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. You remember that game when you were like in kindergarten, they had like a bunch of words or phrases on one side of the page and the other one, a bunch of words and phrases on the other side, and you had to take the line and connect them to what made sense, you know, where it made either like a sentence or, you know, two words making one word, something like that. We're kind of doing the same thing. The streets in the CBD that parallel the river, that parallel North Rampart, they come out of the CBD, they cross Canal Street into the French Quarter. So that would be from Rampart to the river. There's 7 streets in the CBD. There's 7 streets in the French Quarter. The names of these 7 streets, like St. Charles, Camp, Magazine, Tchoupitoulas, Carondelet, Baronne, they change names when they cross over Canal Street. And they turn into streets like Royal, Bourbon, Dauphine, Charters, Decatur, North Peters, Burgundy. I want you to, you know, draw the lines, connect the streets. Like Camp Street becomes blank. Carondelet becomes blank, or Bourbon is blank. North Peters is blank in the CBD. Burgundy is blank in the CBD. Baronne in the CBD turns into blank in the French Quarter. I want to just, there are 7 streets in the French Quarter in between Rampart and the river, and there are 7 CBD streets. I just want you to connect any of the 7, just one of the 7. Like Magazine turns into blank in the French Quarter, and I'll give you $50. Like Magazine becomes Royal, which it doesn't. That would be incorrect. But if you can connect the streets, there's 7 of them. I'm only asking for 1. I'll give you $50. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Hey, no Google Maps, no intranet device. You either know the answer or you don't. I don't know all 7. I know like 2 or 3. I know like what St. Charles Avenue turns into, Carondelet. I could assume like Tchoupitoulas because it's, you know, up against the river. So what's the river street in the quarter? I could probably figure something out like that. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. That's how you participate in the program. That's how you answer the question. And I'll tighten you up with $50. $50 good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 766-9480. It's holiday season. Terry in Hanville was way off with her answer, Miss Peaches, but we tightened her up anyway because I'm in the giving mood today. I mean, pretty much up to like Corey, Main Street turns into Elm, I would pretty much give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate if there was some sort of effort. 766-9480 because it is the holiday season. Rouse's Markets phone lines 766-9480. Hey, speaking of Rouse's, best quality, best price, best selection. I was talking about convenience just yesterday. Each and every Rouse's, the latest they open up, 7 a.m. The latest they open, 7 a.m. The earliest any Rouse's location closes, 10 p.m. Yeah, best quality, best price, best selection, convenience. Rouse's Markets tastes like home. No, I like that 7 to 10 a.m. at Rouse's. Temperatures dropping as we speak. Kind of damp and dank out there. I mean, it went from 70 to 60 to 50s. Low 40s overnight. When we wake up tomorrow morning, 35 to 37. Below freezing on the North Shore. And get this, a wind chill of 18 to 25 on the North Shore. Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's 18 to 25 wind chill on the North Shore tomorrow morning. The triple P of protection in effect. Protect pipes, plants, most importantly, pets, outdoor pets. Let's head to the phone lines. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. We head to Metri, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic. Lots and lots of traffic. What up, Mark?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Going well. Yourself?
Good. It's good, man. Trying to stay warm.
Yep.
Feels cold.
Yeah, it's dropping fast, and tomorrow morning's going to be brutal.
Yeah. So I was going to answer the question. I know a couple of the streets, but I'll just pick one.
Just pick one. Your best shot.
Yeah. So Royal Street turns into St. Charles.
Royal turns into St. Charles. St. Charles turns into Royal Street. That would be one of the two that I know for sure. You are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Yeah, and obviously they go in the same direction. St. Charles goes, east. So does Royal. Yep. No, good stuff.
That's the easiest way to remember, just which way the streets are running.
Exactly. In the CBD, and then like what part of how deep into the quarter are you off a Rampart or towards the river? Yep.
Yeah. I'm pretty familiar with the quarter, but I tell you, there's two streets I can't remember which direction, and that's Dauphine and Burgundy. I can't remember which way they run. I get those two confused.
Well, they both run the same way as Royal.
Oh, I thought they were next to each other.
Oh, but Burgundy's like one in from Rampart, and Dauphine's two in from Rampart.
Well, one runs towards the lake, and the other one runs towards Canal.
Yeah. But Burgundy runs. The first one runs towards Uptown, and no. Yeah. No. Goes east, I think, and then
the closest one to Rampart runs towards Esplanade.
The closest one to Rampart runs towards Esplanade. Dauphine runs towards, that's correct. Yeah, because Bayonne is on Dauphine, and that runs from Esplanade to Canal Street. You're right.
But I just can't ever remember which street is which.
Yeah, Burgundy's the first one off of Rampart, then Dauphine.
Yeah. Hey, man, I got a question for you.
Yep.
I heard you say, well, you didn't have all the answers. This is kind of a crazy question. But I love Leidenheimer Frenchies. Buy them all the time, weekly basis. It works better for me. More convenient than a whole loaf of French bread. The zip tie, the bread tie on the bag, it's got to be like 8 inches long. You could make like 3 zip, bread ties out of one.
Maybe
I'm just wondering.
I don't
why
know.
is it so long?
I'll have to ask him about why it's so long. Maybe because they want you to make sure you keep it fresh. That big zip bread that's like 4 feet long. I didn't realize this, Mark, until I started talking about Leidenheimer, but it freezes really well.
Yeah. I just throw the bag in the refrigerator, and by the time,
you finish
a week.
Yep.
Week and a half.
Yep.
So don't have to cut it. But I'm just amazed at how long the bread tie. It's just one of those things I think about,
Yep. No, I'm with you, man. I've lost many nights of sleep thinking about that damn long bread tie.
So if you talk to him, announce it on your show.
I will ask him about it, though. It is peculiarly long. I will give you that.
Right. Yeah. So maybe that you have another use for it at the bank.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yep. Something more.
Yep.
That the public doesn't see. you know?
No, it's interesting. I'll ask the Juan family about that. Hey, Mark and Metairie, will you hold on a second?
Sure. Appreciate you.
No, I appreciate it because you are correct. St. Charles turns into Royal. Miss Peaches, get some info from Mark and Metairie. We're going to tighten him up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. See how easy? CBD streets like Barone, Carondelet. Mark mentioned St. Charles Avenue, Camp, Magazine, Chapatoulas. When they cross Canal Street and you enter the French Quarter on those streets, the names change. Just pick one of the 7 streets and give me the CBD street name and the French Quarter street name, like Mark and Metairie just did. St. Charles Avenue crosses Canal Street and turns into Royal. St. Charles Avenue, Royal. What about like Camp and Chapatoulas and Magazine and Barone and Carondelet? 7 streets total. Mark picked up 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse, just that easy. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone lines. You can pick up 50 bucks to the Woodhouse, that easy as well. Hey, and no Google Maps, no cheating. You either know the answer or you don't. I believe Mark. He's like, I know the quarter pretty well. The way to participate in the program, 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, these guys are truly a New Orleans institution. They've been around since 1940, before the United States entered World War II.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxford, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Temperatures plummeting. I mean, they're going down. It was like almost 70 today. You can cut that number in half. Tomorrow morning, 35, 36, 37 degrees on the South Shore. Below freezing in Baton Rouge and on the North Shore of New Orleans. Below freezing. And wind chills between 18 and 25 tomorrow morning. In like 12 hours on the North Shore, wind chills of 18 to 25 degrees. That's brutally cold. Protect those outdoor animals. Protect the outdoor animals. Do it now. Don't ignore it or blow it off. They'll be okay. They'll find a spot. Exposed pipes. Subtropical plants. You need to cover them. North Shore, it'll be below freezing overnight. And tomorrow morning, below 32. Temperatures probably in the high 20s. With a wind chill between 18 and 25 degrees. Just brutal. South Shore, wind chill will be below freezing tomorrow morning. Temperatures right above freezing, maybe 35, 36, 37 on the South Shore. Saturday, warming up a little bit, 40s and 50s on Saturday, 50s and 60s on Sunday, and then some rain early next week. That's at least what is predicted. Yeah, the old triple P, the triple P of protection in effect tonight on the North Shore, foreshore. Protect your pipes, plants, and pets and animals. Got to do that. Boy, UNO is reeling, the University of New Orleans, and it shouldn't be. It should be on stable ground. It should be a showcase. It's the University of New Orleans, for crying out loud. That alone should attract national and international students. Simply being able to come to New Orleans and go to school. And I know you could go to Loyola or Tulane. Those are private schools. Both, all of them are education. But UNO is the public flagship school of New Orleans. I remember when it was LSUNO and became UNO and still part of the LSU system. The LSU board controlled it. It was always a secondary thing to LSU. They thought moving to the UL board would change things. It's a secondary thing to UL Lafayette. It'll never be number one, and it needs to be. UNO should be the largest school enrollment-wise in the state. LSU's about 36,000, 37,000 students now. Huge. UNO should be bigger, like Central or South Florida. Those schools are like Ohio State, like 70,000 students. They went from, like UNO, like a little small commuter school, to kind of statewide, to regional, to national, now international. UNO should be the same thing. The campus is nice, and it's got tremendous room for growth, like almost like unlimited space for growth. They could triple the amount of buildings on the campus easily. 20 years ago, UNO had nearly 18,000 students on their existing campus. Nearly 18,000. 2 semesters ago, they went under 7,000, 6,600 students. Just embarrassing. And I'm not saying embarrassing for UNO, embarrassing for the city of New Orleans. It's bigger than UNO. Last semester, 6,200 students. 6,200, like 1/3 of what they were 20 years ago when they were at nearly 18,000. No, like I said a minute ago, UNO should be north of 50,000 students. The University of New Orleans should be attracting students from all over the world. They have a $15 million shortfall going into next semester. So the UL system is going to convert 5 UNO colleges into 2 and try to shave some money and save $15 million. No, it's sinful. UNO should have an enrollment problem in the other direction. Not enough school classrooms, not enough dorms. Need to keep building. All we do is cut ribbons on new buildings. That's what should be going on at UNO. It's the opposite. And it kind of unconsciously, subconsciously, kind of a catch-22 to the detriment of other schools like Dillard and Xavier and SUNO. Instead of them growing their campuses, they use some dorms at UNO instead of building dorms on the SUNO or Xavier and Dillard campuses, and they've built dorms on those campuses. I'm not saying they haven't, but instead of building more dorms on those campuses, hey, UNO's dorms aren't full. We can just use their dorms. For SUNO students, it's right on the other side of Leon C. Simon. For Dillard and Xavier, it's not that far away. So no, that hurts those schools indirectly. Yeah, it's great, convenient. We don't have to put out the expenditure and build dorms. We can use the UNO dorms for now. But ultimately, Dillard, Xavier, and SUNO, they want to have their own dorms. They want to have their own presence on their own campus, their own footprint. Don't want to be using UNO's dorms. And UNO should be building more dorms because enrollment's going through the roof. Instead, it's the exact opposite. From nearly 18,000 students 20 years ago to 6,200 today, I just don't get it. It should be a huge economic engine for New Orleans. In typical New Orleans fashion, some gem, some major attribute, a big positive. We neglect it. We run from it. I've never heard a mayor talking about UNO. I've never heard the city council talking about UNO. The city of New Orleans, the metro area, should be embracing UNO, should be embracing it. Instead, it's just forgotten, an afterthought. Just terrible. No, UNO, I almost can't blame UNO. They're under the UL system instead of having like autonomy. And the city of New Orleans has done nothing to help UNO when UNO would only be helping the city of New Orleans. Tax dollars, larger enrollment, businesses opening up all over the lakefront, Gentilly, Lakeview area to support the UNO students. You don't see a lot of that. I mean, Elysian Fields should just be a bunch of buildings supporting UNO. Leon C. Simon, the same thing. Businesses supporting 20, 30,000 UNO students. No, follow the Central Florida, the South Florida models. I mean, in our lifetime, in the last 20, 30, 40 years, the last generation or two at the most, these schools have gone from little commuter schools to 70,000 plus students each. That should be UNO's goal, to have the largest enrollment in the state, to be the, by name, the University of New Orleans. and a major economic contributor to the city. Hey, if you wear prescription eyewear like I do, go check out Art and Eyes on Magazine, and you'll go nowhere else for your prescription eyewear. Art and Eyes on Magazine is special. Name brands you've never heard of in your life, but right away you're going to feel and see the quality of these frames. No, frames from Japan, from Europe, from the United States. Highest quality available. Celebrating a decade on magazine, Art and Eyes. Google them, find out more. Eyewear that's as unique as you. Quality eyewear you'll find nowhere else. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Google them. In between Napoleon and Louisiana, the Riverside of Magazine. 3708 Magazine. Art and Eyes. No, I used to buy a pair of prescription glasses and a pair of prescription sunglasses. I'd keep them like 3-4 years. I'd go get another eye examination, usually need a different prescription lens, a little stronger. And I'd go pick out another pair of prescription glasses and another pair of prescription sunglasses and just rinse and repeat 3-4 years, keep them and then change, and just kept doing that. At Art and Eyes, I've got about 4 pairs of prescription glasses and about 4 pairs of sunglasses. Got them in their nice little leather cases, hard cases that protect them. Anytime I want to just change frames or look, I just go to another pair of glasses because I fell in love with the frames. Just stuff that you'll find nowhere else. Super high quality, no downside. Art and Eyes on Magazine. If you wear prescription eyewear or you just need a good pair of sunglasses, Art and Eyes on Magazine. All price points, too. From a few $100 to north of $1,000. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. The temperature's dropping right now. A lot colder now than when I started the program. It'll be colder in a few hours, colder at midnight. Really cold tomorrow morning when we wake up. Really cold tomorrow morning when we wake up. 35, 36, 37 degrees on the South Shore. Below freezing, high 20s on the North Shore with a wind chill on the North Shore of 18 to 25 degrees. That means a wind chill in the 20s on the South Shore. Cold tomorrow morning. Bundle up. Corey Johnson with you, coming right back.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
It's getting cold out there. Bundle up. Temperatures tomorrow morning will be about 20 degrees colder than they are right now. And that's on the South Shore. About 25, 28 degrees colder than they are right now on the North Shore. The wind chill on the North Shore tomorrow morning, that 18 to 25 temperature blew me away. I'm not making that up. 18 to 25 degrees. That's the wind chill on the North Shore tomorrow morning. Temperatures there overnight when you wake up tomorrow morning, 20-something degrees on the North Shore. On the South Shore, about 35, 36, 37. So right above freezing on the South Shore with wind chill in the high 20s. Right below freezing on the North Shore with wind chill in the high teens. Now, that's a brutal morning tomorrow morning. Things warming up a little bit. Saturday, 40s and 50s. Sunday, 50s and 60s. So it looks like a good weekend. No real rain in the forecast, but it's supposed to be kind of cloudy on Saturday and Sunday. We'll see. An OIG report released. Former 911 director Tyrell Morris spent nearly $4 million of taxpayer money on a software system that didn't work. The city had to abandon it. He wasn't authorized to approve such a large expenditure. He bypassed city regulations, kept the Orleans Parish Communications District board in the dark, and altered documents to make it look like the board approved this Hexagon software system approval. $3.8 million didn't work. City had to abandon it. This is the same Tyrell Morris, the former Orleans Parish Communications Director, who it looks like he had a DWI and never got tested, like avoided getting tested, lied to city authorities, lied to insurance companies. No, Tyrell Morris is in trouble. OIG, another excellent report, going where the facts lead. Who's taking up for Tyrell Morris? $3.8 million he stole, and then essentially a DWI that he avoided in a city vehicle? Just not the kind of person you want appointed, anointed, elected, in this case, appointed and anointed, in some city government office, especially that high up. The director of the Orleans Parish Communications District. That's just insane. Tyrell Morris. And the $3.8 million for this Hexagon system, follow the money. Who got that money? What did Tyrell Morris get out of that deal? Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now on a Thursday as we approach the weekend? What a great wind down the workday spot. Katie's in Mid-City. Big portions, New Orleans specialties, a Mid-City mainstay. Iberville, corner Tallahassee, Katie's, as New Orleans as it gets. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? Tomorrow, a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Lots of what, buddy? Lots of guests. Fridays with Fletch. Yep, Fletcher Mackel. Michael Heck from Greater New Orleans Inc. You're 2 for 2, buddy. Who else? Master Chef Frank Brightson in the 5 o'clock power hour. Blue Boy, you nailed it. As usual. New Orleans, I'll see you tomorrow. Straight up 4 o'clock, Fantasy Friday. Be there.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.